Hey y'all, it's Diane with Shellcraft One in my old barn door, and I just want to do a craft with me video today. I've been working really hard trying to get the blank journals done and everything, and thank you all so much for the wonderful response. I think I only have a couple of those left, so I've been busy trying to get those done and the decorated journals that I did and all that good stuff. And so I haven't had a chance to do just kind of a play around video in a while. So I wanted to do something today to share with y'all, something that that I've been kind of chewing on the idea for a little bit. And it's probably nothing that you haven't seen before. It's just a different take on it. But I want to do what I'm calling a fabric collage. I have all these little baskets and buckets full of scrap fabric that, you know, when I'm cutting fabric or something, I just kind of chunk them in the little bucket. And I have multiple little buckets. Okay, it's ridiculous. And so I thought there's got to be a way, something that I can do to use these buckets of fabric, because, you know, these are, I mean, they're usable pieces. They're good sized little pieces, you know, and you don't want to throw them away. It's pretty fabric. And I mean, even little pieces like this, and this is one of my favorite fabrics because I love purple. And so I thought, what can I do, you know, to kind of clear out some of these fabrics? So when I was making the decorated journals that I did, I made some strips to use for belly bands. And I thought, what if I make a collage sheet with fabrics instead of paper? And so, you know, I thought that would be a good way to use up all these pretty little pieces of fabrics. And so I'm going to show you one that I did a little while ago. So see, I mean, how stinking cute is that? It's just a little sheet of fabric, and I just started, let me see if I can get it close enough to where you can see. I just started stitching little pieces on to this base fabric, and I used muslin, but you can use any kind of fabric that you want to. If you have, you know, pieces of fabrics that you got at a yard sale in a bag with some fabrics that you really wanted to use, but, you know, some of those fabrics you didn't want to use, then use those as a base and put your pretty scraps on them and make you a little collage sheet. So you can take this and cut it. You can cut it any way you want to. You can cut it into strips for belly bands or horizontal strips for belly bands. You can cut it into pockets. You can, if you want to make it big enough, you can make it a page in a journal, or you can make it a journal cover. You know, all kinds of different things that you can do with this. Plus, you get rid of the little basket of scraps that you have sitting around everywhere. If you're like me, I've got like 5. And it's like, okay, I don't have room for all these scraps. But this is a really cool, easy way to, you know, just stitch them on, use the scraps, and then you can store these in a drawer until you're ready to use them. So that's what we're going to do today. We're just going to make some little snippets. Here's another little bitty piece that I did. So see, I mean, it doesn't have to be all the same size. I think this one is kind of the size of an 8x11 sheet of paper, but this one is like, you know, it's smaller. So you can do whatever size you want to do, just to kind of use up your scraps. And like this one that I've started on now, you know, it's fairly long and wide. So I thought we would just kind of go through, and it's kind of hard. I don't have a great way to set up my camera at my sewing machine. I have a very small area where my sewing machine sits, and it's not, you know, I don't have the shelf above me to do the filming from above. So we're just going to do the best we can. You might not be able to see me sew, you know, because I can't turn the light off on my sewing machine, because if I do, I mean, you could actually see better what I'm doing, but then I couldn't see good. And you know, in order to turn off the light, I have to turn off the sewing machine. So we're going to do the best we can with this, and we're just going to play around and have fun with it. And see where we get. So I've already started this one, as you can see. So it's already started. And so basically all you do is you just grab a piece of your fabric scrap and you just lay it down on your base piece, and then you're going to stitch it. So I'm just going to I'm going to see if I can scoot this a little bit closer. I still don't think you're going to be able to see good, but we're going to try. So I'm just sorry if it shakes the camera a little bit. So I'm going to go to the edge of that one, and then I'm going to turn my fabric so that I can start down the edge of this, so that it gets my edges stitched on. Okay, and then as I get down here to where there's a blank spot, then I'm going to stop for a second and find another piece of scrap to add in here, and I'm going to slide it up underneath it. And it doesn't matter what kind of scraps you use, it's whatever you want to use, it works. You know, it's your creation and you can do it however you want to. And I think I want to take a piece of lace and I'm just going to kind of put it diagonal there, just to give it a little something different other than fabric. So you can use lace, you can use ribbon, you can use whatever kind of extra pieces of goodness that you have laying around at your house. I kind of want a small piece right there. Maybe we'll do this piece. Okay, and then once I get to the end, I'm just going to turn my fabric so it's kind of, you know, a lot like sewing or quilting, but not really, I guess. Alright, so here I'm going to have a gap if I don't put something there because it's a diagonal. So I'm just going to add this little piece here. It's kind of a weird angle for me because I'm having to sew at a diagonal. So just bear with me. Hopefully y'all can see okay, but you can kind of get an idea. Well, if I scoot this back, you can. So you can kind of get an idea. And I mean, I have, you know, edges that lift up, and that's okay. I'm okay with that. I actually like, I don't want it to be just completely flat like a quilt. I want it to have some dimension to it. So, you know, and you can do it however you want to do it. It's your collage sheet. You know, if you want all the edges to be stitch down all the edges. It's, you know, it's totally up to you. I know some people have OCD about certain things, and some people don't, and that's okay too. And you just do it the way that you're comfortable with doing it. So we're going to add a piece of this here. And then I'm going to add this little daisy kind of diagonally right there, see? So it doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be in any specific pattern or direction or whatever. It can be however you want it to be. That one don't want to reach good. Let's see if we go this way with it. Let's get a bigger piece. Let's try this piece. That'll work. And then let's add another piece. Add this pretty peachy rosy piece. So you just basically, you just keep adding pieces until you fill in your whole little, let's use this piece. Until you fill in your whole little base. But I just thought this would be, you know, like a good idea for you to be able to use up your scraps and not have them sitting around in baskets in the way, or tubs, or whatever you use. So now that we're here on the edge, we're just going to turn it again. And I just have me, you know, like a little pile of my scraps sitting here, and once I get through this pile, then I'll start another pile, because Lord knows I have plenty of piles. I have plenty of little baskets of scraps and goodies. And now see, this piece is coming up, so I'm just going to flop it back down, and I will go back and stitch a line down through there once I'm finished. Alright, so I'm going to start adding pieces here. Let's see, let's add a piece of this. And I like, you can do this a specific theme if you want to, or you can do it all different colors. I'm doing mine all different colors because I have all different colors of fabrics that I'm working with. So, and this is even, that's a piece from an old quilt. So you can even use pieces like that, and even just like little strips like this that are just teeny tiny. So I'm just going to add those on. Whoops. Might help if I put my foot down. Like I say, this is a very impromptu video. It is not planned. I haven't done this before, so I'm going to make mistakes every single day, and that's okay. It means I'm human. Alright, let's see. Let's add him in here. And then we'll add a piece of this one. This is, what do they call that? Upholstery fabric, I think. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to add we'll add a piece of this one. And then we're going to go this way. And turn this way. And see how it's coming out already? You can kind of see. I know it's a little hard for you to see, but I'll hold it up in a minute when I'm done. Alright, so right here we're going to have a gap if we don't put something here. So we're going to add a piece of this right up underneath here. And I want something right here. Let's put a piece of this right here. And see, a lot of people, I like the messy look. You know, a lot of people don't like the messy look. So this might not be for you if you don't like the messy look. But I am very much a lover of the messy look. So that's why I like having, you know, some edges that are not stitched down, that kind of stick up a little bit. Okay, and now when it starts getting, you know, kind of long, the good thing is you can just roll this up and it'll go right through there. And then I'm going to start adding pieces here because we're going to have gaps if we don't. Okay, and then I'm going to add a piece here. And I'm going to lift this up and scoot that up under there, so that we don't have any gaps and have the bottom fabric showing through, which it's fine, you know, if the bottom fabric does show through. It's really not a big deal, you know, because you can do it however you want to do it. Let's put a piece of this here. And I like the fact that, you know, you don't have to sit and glue this first. You know, because sometimes the glue can make it heavy. What's going on with the foam machine? We got a tangle up under here. All right, let's try again. But anyways, you know, so with this, you know, you don't have to take the extra time to glue it. You can just do it this way and you don't have to worry about it. Let's put a piece of this here. All right, now I want to turn it again. And we're going to go down the edge of this one. So I'm going to add some pieces in here. Add a piece of that. And let's add a piece of that. And then I want a piece of this. But I don't want a huge piece because I want this kind of sitting on top like I do with my lace. And I'm going to do it diagonally. Okay, and then we're going to add some more here to fill in the gaps. That's real pretty feed sack fabric there. Okay, and we need a piece here. Alright, and we're going to need, and you'd be surprised how quickly you can go through your scraps doing this. You know, you can use them up pretty good. Oh, you know what? Let's add some yellow. We have some yellow up here. Add a different color in. Huh. Let me see if I can slide him under there. Oh yeah, he's gonna work. Okay. I think that one of the things I love about this is it's kind of like junk journaling. You don't have, nothing has to be perfect. If you make mistakes, nobody's ever going to know the difference. Okay, so now we're going to turn this sideways, stitch down through here a little bit, and then we're going to turn it back this way. And again, if it starts getting in the way, just kind of roll it up. And then we're going to go down the very edge of these. And turn it again. Now we're going to need to put something right here because it's going to be blank if we don't. So let's go this way with this one. Uh-oh. Hang on, my thread broke. I'm rethreading it. I'll tape it just a split second. Okay, so I'm going to go kind of about the middle of this piece, and then I'm going to turn it and start adding more pieces. Excuse me. Okay, and you can even add little snippets like this. And I love adding little snippets like that with the, you know, it gives it something different, a different little color on top. Okay, we're gonna need something here. So let's use this piece here. And I think I want to add a piece of this on top of it. Just kind of like lace. To give it a lacy look. And then we'll add a piece of this here. Excuse me. And then we'll put a piece of this and a piece of this, and you don't have to have it straight. It can be diagonal or, you know, any kind of angle you want. Just whatever is pleasing to your eye. I want a little bit bigger of a piece right there. Let's try this one. And I'm going to go underneath. And let's put a piece of lace. Just to give it a little added something. I didn't want my lace to be straight, so I turned it at a different angle. And then I need kind of a skinny little strip of something right here. Let's see. Let's do this one. Okay, so I'm at the end of that, and then I'm going to flip it this way. I'm dragging my little pieces everywhere. And this corner's kind of bare, so I'm going to put something in this corner to fill in the bare spot. So we're just going to put this right up underneath there, and that fills that in. Okay, and then I'm going to turn it this way and go down the very edge. Now, once I'm done, you can kind of see, I mean, it's a big sheet, you know, and so I'm going to go back and, you know, all the little pieces that are sticking up too much, kind of like these pieces, I'm just going to stitch those down, you know, and just kind of do some random stitching on it. Like these are sticking up really bad. These pieces here, well, this camera angle is not the best, but I'm sorry. So see, so those need some extra stitches, but I'm gonna have to fill in my bobbin, so hang on just 1 second. Okay, I have my bobbin refilled. So now I'm just gonna kind of look at it and go, okay, where do I need some extra stitching at? And so right here, I kind of need some extra stitching. So we're just gonna stitch a line down through here, and I'm gonna change my stitch. I did have it on a zigzag stitch. Now I'm just gonna do straight stitches. So we're just going to go down through here, make sure that nothing's folded backwards, and I'm just going to do like a straight stitch. Now I'm going to change it back to a zigzag. So you can change it and make it straight, you can make it a zigzag, however you want to do it. I'm just going to stitch right through there. To stitch down through here a little bit because that's where my bobbin came out. So you just kind of pick and choose, you know, kind of like when you do what do they call those? I call it quilted paper. But here, you're just doing it with fabric. So I'm just making sure, you know, and like I say, I don't want everything just stuck down, but I also don't want it to where, you know, you've got this big huge flap of, you know, where it's flapping over and not staying stitched to the material. So we're going to do a little line down through here. And then I think I'm going to go crossways here, because you know what? You can. You can do it however you want to do it, and it doesn't have to be perfect. You can do crazy stitching all the way through it if you want to. However you want to do it. Let me see which direction I want to go now. I think I want to go down this direction. Okay. So, I think we're good. All right, let me see if I can show y'all this. So here is our fabric sheet, our fabric collage. And see, this one, you can cut it any way you want to. Now, I'm going to probably go back through and run another stitch down through this one. But I mean, you have a good long piece of fabric collage here that you can cut into whatever you want it to be. You can cut it into strips to be belly bands. You can cut pockets out of it. You can make a page, a journal page out of it, like that. You know, you just want to stitch down so that it's not coming loose or whatever. But yeah, that's just an idea of something that you can do to kind of use up your fabric scraps. You can make this a journal cover if you wanted to. Whatever you want to do with it. Let your imagination run wild. So, thought I would just share that process with y'all today and show you an idea of how to make a fabric collage. And two, you know, this is a really easy way to store your fabric pieces. You know, you can fold these up and stack them up like this. And instead of having a bunch of fabric pieces laying around everywhere, like this, and this, you know, you can just have them stacked neatly in a pile. And there's already something done with them, and then you can make them into whatever you want to make them into. So anyways, I just thought I would share that with y'all. I'm sure somebody else has probably already done this. I'm sure it's not something new or, you know, some big revelation. I don't take credit for it at all. I've never seen anybody do it, but honestly, I'm sure someone has. So anyways, that is my little idea for the day, and so that's kind of what I'm doing right now to try and dwindle down my fabric scraps. And you can make them in a theme. You know, I'm thinking about I might do some with all of my farm style fabric scraps, because I have a bunch of those in this tub here, you know, and so maybe I'll make some to go in my farm style journals and some to go in my shabby chic journals, and you know, just whatever. So anyways, just wanted to come and say hi and share a little something with y'all today, and do something fun for a little bit. Not that I haven't been having fun, but you know, sometimes you just need something that you don't really have to think about. And you really don't have to think about this. You just throw some fabric on there, stitch it around, and you know, you can just keep going for as long as you want to, till you get bored with it. So I hope you guys liked it. I hope you could see okay the way the sewing machine was. I know I don't have a very good video set up, so I apologize for that, but hopefully you could see it well enough to give you, you know, an idea of how to do it. It's very easy, so have fun with it. I hope you guys have a great day. Please like and subscribe to the videos and leave any comments or questions that you have in the comment box below. And I'll see you guys later. Big hugs. Thanks for watching.